When was the last time you went on a shopping spree online and ended up filling up your cart because the clothes were so cheap? Or the last time you went to the mall and made a quick stop to get the latest t shirt that hit the shops, even though you were originally shopping for something completely unrelated? If you relate to these experiences, you are most definitely not alone. Hey, we can lie, it seems pretty convenient. Super trendy clothes for a fraction of the price of luxury brands. However, if you're not paying the price for the garments you're getting, you can be sure somebody along the production chain is. Do we know where and how our clothes are made? And more importantly, do we even care? What exactly do we mean by that? Well, let us introduce you to a concept called fast fashion. First, we're gonna listen to a short description of what fast fashion is.
Fast fashion is a relatively new phenomenon that describes cheap, stylish, mass-produced clothes. It appeals to shoppers because they're affordable and trendy. But as they aren't built to last and quickly go out of style, these clothes are quickly discarded, piling up in landfills. Fast fashion have a huge impact on the environment and cause extensive damage to the planet, exploits workers, and harms animals.
Fast fashion in general have more negative consequences than it does positively, starting with the social aspect. First, people are engaged with these clothes before of their price, and they consume them not necessarily because they need them, but only because they are way so cheap. Secondly, fast fashion promotes the excessive consumerism and it makes clothes disposable commodities. So the subconscious of the consumers are affected in a way that the retailers gain more advantage by selling them a high quantity of clothes, offering them at the lowest price possible. So there's a big problem in this industry for the society. Following the environmental problems are not behind. First, we have the fact that these industries produce a lot of waste, a lot of pollution by having to make a lot of products, high quantities of clothes in a short time. So they make the biggest impact in the environment and it's not worth it. Second, by being cheap, they produce only with cheap materials like microplastics that are fibers that doesn't age well and it takes years to biodegrade. Finally, fast fashion is killing more animals and species that are threatened by us humans, so nature and all of its species is going down in numbers.
It may sound harsh, but to deepen our understanding of the issue, we don't need to look at sustainability reports, but we need to listen to the voices behind the act. We took a close look at the True Cost documentary, and we found some very eye-opening takes. Since the invention of ready-to-wear, which took place in the 60s, the fashion industry has been transformed, and the production has gotten faster and faster, until it became what we know today as fast fashion. The film talks about how during the 1960s, the fashion industry in America made 95% of their clothes domestically, and now the industry makes 97% of their clothes in other countries. A lot of the companies with fast fashion have unsafe working conditions, which has caused a lot of issues, since these industries are making profit from fast fashion but apparently can't afford to make the workers' labor in a safe environment. Most of the companies where you buy your everyday clothes exploit the workers. 85% of the workers in Bangladesh are women, and they are only paid $3 a day, making them the less paid government workers in the whole world.
Now that we are aware of where our clothes are coming from and just how much damage is done for us to be able to buy them, what feelings arise inside of you? For us, the first feeling to arise is frustration. As a result of imagining people working under inhumane conditions so we can get trendy clothes, or the last pair of jeans we bought thrown in a dumpster with a million identical pairs and just forgotten. And of course, it's even more frustrating to think that it's women who are the most impacted. We feel outraged that gender disparities are being perpetuated. But what if we dug deeper? Well, what we actually found was shame. You see, if we think about our closets, a big fraction of our clothes come from fast fashion brands. Even knowing they might have some shady practices behind them, we've also found it convenient at the time to buy the dress that everybody on Instagram was wearing because it wasn't that expensive and, well, we wanted to be in fashion. But is it worth it? Chances are, most of our moral compasses would be at odds with this situation. This is why it causes feelings of shame. We feel sucked into a culture of consumerism created by the never-ending cycle of fast fashion. This is the reality we have in our hands now. A society driven by consumerism, with most people waiting for the next design to hit the shops 2 weeks after buying the last brand new design. trends going by faster than ever, and people on the least privileged side of the spectrum being pressured by brands to work even faster under these cruel conditions because the demand for cheap clothes gets bigger by the minute. So, what do we do with this information? We are sure many questions arise, but for us, the biggest one is, will we be able to even break the cycle?